I have so many things hanging on my mic arm now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably can't be good for sound, right? I don't know. And we're back in it. And we're back in it. Last time we started Metroid Fusion. We didn't do much. Well, actually, we got 2 missile upgrades, which is pretty crazy. A much more linear, a much more story-driven entry in the Metroid series. Not as linear and not as story-driven as Other M so far. Actually, I would almost say almost just about as much, although cutscenes are much smaller. And in between here, I was actually talking to my friends about about how I was feeling about Samus's characterization in this game and some of the details and things that they were bringing up in this game, and it kind of dawned on us, and my friend put it well. I was talking about it, and I realized that no, those are super missiles. Always super missiles. There should be a red door, though. Where do we need to go? Oh, well, we killed the thing. Oh, we probably just need to go to a navigation room, right? Probably. Before I talk to our new AI companion that we got last episode, that Samus has dubbed Adam, which I think is super, super interesting. Yeah, and in regards to... So, what shocked me was that Samus actually mentions her old captain, a commanding officer, who was Adam Malkovich, a character who appears in the manga and who appears in Other M, and isn't really mentioned in any of the other games at all. Oh, look at those animations. That's nice. Anyways, mentions how the AI sounds like her old commanding officer, Adam Malkovich, and briefly mentions that he used to refer to her as Lady. However, in last episode I was contemplating, I'm like, do I not like that in this either? Why does it feel different in this? Does it only feel different in this because everybody rags on Other M, so I just have that preconceived idea built up and like analysis built up in my head that Other M is just a crime against nature? Because I don't dislike Other M. I actually enjoyed it a lot more going back to it than I thought I even would. But there are, like, the long-winded monologues, the droopiness of Samus, her sort of, her, like, almost pouting nature sometimes, her going on these huge, long-winded, fluffy monologues about things, as opposed to, I mean, how she is in this game, right? Or any of the other games. Oh, crud. It's as I fear the breeding environments have been invaded by experts. Of course they have, dude. Look, man, I understand you're new to this game, but take it from the lady who's been doing this, like, who's done this 4 times now. This is just how it goes. Whatever the worst case scenario is, that's what was gonna happen. Sorry to break it to you. Anyways, really quick. Yeah, and then when I wrote down, like, what Samus says in Other M and compared it to what she says in this game, it does hit different. So I told my friend, in Fusion, she just says, he used to refer to me as Lady. if other people did it, it would have seemed sarcastic. Coming from him, it felt dignified, out of respect to him, and with a bit of irony. I'm going to call this AI Adam. And then boom, the scene's over. You're right back to gameplay. Short, brief, gives you a little bit of insight on a history that, when this game originally came out, you didn't know much of unless you read the mangas. Samus's history, working with the Galactic Federation. And my friend brought up a good point. They said this is so much more concise than anything in the other M cutscene. It's like it was trying so hard to describe the nuance of the situation, but ended up fabricating nuance that wasn't even there. It's called subtext for a reason. You don't say it out loud. And I think that's exactly it, right? The fusion line is just this brief bit of reminiscing from Samus about a guy she used to know who was a commanding officer, how he used to speak to her, and how it made her feel. And then there's all these spaces in between that you get to fill in. Other M's mistake, and what I what I believe Other M's real mistake is that it's too long-winded. It keeps giving you everything. It keeps giving you flashbacks. It keeps giving you monologues. It keeps giving you long-winded diatribe from Samus's like inner monologues and stuff like that. She keeps I don't think I used diatribe correctly. She keeps rambling nonsensically in her own head about a bunch of nonsense ideas and phrases and trying to really spell it out to you. They're not giving you anything to latch onto and to think about and to chew on, you know? They're not letting you chew on anything. They want you to they're going to chew your food for you and force feed you. That's what they want to do. That's really gross metaphor, but it is true. I think just the minimalist, the more minimal approach to the storytelling of just giving you little bits and pieces of Samus and how she's thinking and what she's feeling, I think that goes a long way. I think that goes a much longer way of characterizing her, because you get to project your ideas and thoughts and feelings about what she's telling you, the little that she is telling you. I think that's just better. It's like what I was saying about like her waking up and being like, I'm something else now. Like my old life, another life had ended, and I was reborn as something new. It's eerie. It's unsettling. It's sad. You know, it conveys this sort of deep ingrained sadness that she doesn't show outwardly, because that's not who she is anymore, at least. Not after the manga. In the manga, I've seen bits and pieces of the manga. She's very emotional. She gets very worked up. She gets very upset. She acts very rashly. She even suffers from like major PTSD flashes here and there, and that all makes sense because she's very at that point she was very young and she had not experienced many things, right? So things weighed on her, and she didn't have a way to cope with that. And whether right or wrong, I'm not going to say it's right or wrong, but now it's very clear. By the time you get to the games, she has learned how to internalize all that stuff and just sit in it inside herself, you know? She seems distant. She doesn't seem to talk to anybody. She doesn't mention having friends or any sort of found family or anything like that. She's a bounty hunter. She's given missions. She goes out, she kills things, and then she goes on to the next mission. She keeps moving forward. She's in this constant state of flowing forward through her life. So I actually like the setup of this, of giving her something that reminds her of somebody from her past, and it's making her self-reflect. Not only that, but that she was on a deathbed, which I think is crazy, right? She was on her deathbed at the beginning of this game, and it's shifted into something else now. She has taken into herself 2 foreign species, one of which she helped eradicate, one of which saved her twice now. She's potentially part Metroid now. Because her body, if her body is able to absorb X parasites and use them as fuel and energy, then essentially, she just like she is like her suit is a part of herself. Now Metroids are a part of her, and X parasites are a part of her. She is a new being. It was one thing to just be part like Chozo with that suit. Now she is just something else. She's like her own, an entirely unique organism in this universe, which only further isolates her, right? And I think it's interesting that they used a story where she states herself that she feels like she is something new, something different, and they use that to then make her, she then begins to be self-reflective on things in her past. She starts to look backwards, you know? She's reborn anew, as she put in her own words, and despite being born anew, she can't help but start looking back now. I think it's so interesting. I think it's really good. I think it's really good. Anyways, welcome back to me freaking ranting and rambling about old Game Boy game stories. The breeding grounds have been infected by a mimic organism that takes over its hosts, so that's cool. Sector 1, SRX, shows several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR-388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Is your objective clear? You know, I do understand that it's like if you want me to repeat the information, that's why they ask you, is your objective clear? But I do like this sort of like nature of this thing asking you every time, is your objective clear? Because eventually they're going to give you the last objective, and it's going to hit different. Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. Oh, okay, so there's something else here? Might be sabotage, active sabotage. It's not just the creatures getting out. Really quick first, though. How would we get into that? Well, really quick first. Let's see if we can't find some secrets. Because we have super missiles now. Oh yeah, we can get through here. Oh, it's just a recharge room? Well, that's not, you know, it's not a bad thing. Oh, really quick. I don't imagine save rooms and recharge rooms are gonna have many. Yeah, I didn't think they'd have many secrets or anything like that. She runs a little slower, I've noticed. Not like, it's not like a bad thing. I've just noticed. Yeah, I want to go forward. Ah. We all blocked off. We can't go back. Okay, note to self, if I want to explore, I gotta knock that out ahead of time. Unless, Ow. Oh, I almost forgot that I could turn into a ball now. Aw, no. And I don't have bombs yet either. Drat. Okay. Well, never mind then. Moving forward. Okay, I'll just have to keep in mind this is a much more straight ahead sort of game this time around. I know there was a red door somewhere. Oh, well, there was this. For starters. Nice. We already have like 15 more missiles than we started with. That's kind of crazy. Hold on. I do think it's pretty telling, though, that just from, like, the brief bits I've described, even my friend could, without having played, like, all of these, like, see, how different the, just from watching one scene in Other M and me saying one line from this game, that basically conveys the same information. Because that whole scene about, like, being called lady and stuff like that, clearly, that's just, like, straightly taken from the line she has about Adam Malkovich in this game, which I think is interesting. Maybe taken from the mangas too. I don't know. I haven't read them. Oh, the pain is that? What the crud? What the? You have Ridley on ice? What? Like how the camera pans over there too. What the heck, man? Ridley, I think, does have like, oh. Oh. Oh, I like how we do catch the freaking explosions. Oh, the elevator. Oh, because she destroyed it. So we just can't go back now. Oh, but we just found Ridley's body. And I didn't mean to, I mean, my health was draining. I would have, like, loved to, you know, stay there and dwell. Okay, hold on. We just got hit by so many things. Okay, so they have Ridley's body on ice. Here. Obviously, we can't take anything from Other M and connect it to this game because this game came out before Other M, right? Other M was merely influenced by all the games that came out before it, which was everything else. So that Ridley must be the one that we killed in Super Metroid. It must be the original Ridley. But then freaking why did they preserve his body? Why is it on? Why would they do that? Why is it on ice? Why would they do that? That's not good. That's not cool. Not only is that not cool, but we must also talk about the only thing that I knew about this game, other than the X-Parasites in general, was the, our suit? The evil Samus, the X-Parasite replica of us. That's why when they mentioned that line, they gave us all the right details, right? Ooh. Music got a little beepy boopy. Hot dang. The main elevator, leading to the access shaft, has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. The X in Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. Are they that smart? Jeez. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Is your objective clear? Oh, we have like very specific objectives now. It's not just sort of like a open-ended, hey, go like wander about, kill some bosses maybe if you've pieced that together. To get moving. Give him the thumbs down. Yes, sir. So no, sir. Okay. I love that they told us a couple things, right? They said that they had to surgically remove parts of our suit. Our suit has organic material in it. It is part organic. It is a organic substance. On top of that, so we can just suck these guys up before they do anything. It's really interesting our health pickups being like, oh yeah, oh look at the sound it's making. Four units still malfunctioning. Oh, look, the whole environment changed. Nice. Sound design. I really like the sound design of this game, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, they told us that our suit was bioorganic. Oh, nice. They told us that they took our suit pieces here, and then soon after we woke up, something happened. Explosion happened. Something broke. There was a problem. I love the foreshadowing of the X-Parasites being able, like the idea, they established that the X-Parasites are mimics. They established that they latch on to things and they can mimic them and they can take over bodies after killing them. And they established that they can do this to organic beings. All the pieces in place to have the idea that our old suit, the suit that we lost, was going to be infested by X-Parasites, taking control of, and of course, what DNA is inside of it? What could they possibly mimic, other than freaking us? So there is just an evil, a more mindless, because it's not even like they're puppeting our dead body, right? Which is what they would have done to us if they didn't cure us. They're not puppeting our dead body. They are Um, they have... This thing has completely just copied us. It is a copy of us that is completely mindless, completely devoid of all the things that make us, that make Samus Samus. Which those eyes, that close-up too. Oh, you can actually see now in the environments, like that had a crack in it in order to blow up. That's nice. You're not just shooting aimlessly at walls that just look like every other wall. But yeah, from what I've heard, there are even more so than usual. This one just has some straight up horror elements, which I think is super cool. I'm all for it. Oh, the special doors that you can only shoot from one side. Where are we supposed to go? Oh, back up through here. And they've actually given us an explanation for like being on a space station. Well, just like other M, they were making bioweapons out of all the creatures. In this one, it's like they were researching the creatures on the planet, and the X-Parasites have replicated all the creatures. So, man, maybe other M just kind of ripped off this game's setup a little bit, maybe. Oh, crud! Really? It's just straight up pirates. What the heck? I'm just surprised that we're getting these already. Except everything here is just like a freaking replica. It's kind of scary. Speaking of scary, jeez. No. That's just not gonna happen. Definitely, more... Samus is definitely slower than she was in... I think that this is maybe the slowest she's felt. Well, at the beginning of Super Metroid, she's pretty slow, but... This feels pretty different, I feel. Gotta do a lot of climbing and stuff. That's interesting. These guys spit stuff? Crud. Oh, this is just like an infinite spawner. Oh, they spawn. They spawn normally, and then the X-Parasites come out and infest them. I don't know if you've noticed, though, I'm kind of a pro at this game now. This whole series is nothing to me. Samus is nothing to me. I didn't care. Oh. I didn't even care about her or her dumb games. They're actually bad. My conclusion for the Metroid Legacy is that these games freaking suck. Oh, you really have to eat the parasites. If you don't, they infest everything. Yeah, because this thing kept spawning more. Now we're good on that. Oh, wait. No, I think I want to go down, but before I go down... Oh. Oh. Find a missile, all these upgrades pretty easily. Oh. Whoops, wrong freaking button. I knew if the moment I hit that guy, I was gonna freaking fall off and cry. Gonna be a recharge station? No. No, this game's like, you don't get a recharge station before the boss. You should have just done better. Dang, I'm actually almost done with Sector 1? Maybe I'm just too good at the game. Oh, I can get the see my objective whenever I want. That's nice. Engage sleep mode? No. That's nice though that you can go sleep mode. And I don't know about everybody else. Oh man, I love the idea that our suit has turned into like a copy of us. I think that's great. Oh, that's your like farming to get more researches. I'm good though. Ow. Okay. Dang it. Oh. Dang it. Come on. No. Ugh. These doors are the bane of my existence. Nice. Okay, what do we got here? I also just like the new suit design. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. I feel like I feel like every time Samus gets a new suit, it's just good. Oh. Oh, what? Criminy. Ugh. This thing's kind of kicking my butt. I don't even know what I mean, it's just an X-Parasite, I suppose. Ugh. Come here. Oh, got the charge beam. Press and hold B to charge. Oh, my beam is also just better now. Charge beam. Nice. That's great. Oh, interesting. Look. If I go ball, it shoots it out from down here. There's also like a unique animation there. That's kind of cool. I dipped pretty low, and the things do a decent amount of damage in this game. Nice. Probably should have saved. I can save up here. Man, there's something else that did something like that. Like somebody got trapped in their suit or somebody's old suit. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts Birth by... not even Birth by Sleep, just Kingdom Hearts 2. The secret boss. Slight spoilers, I guess, for that game. There's a secret super boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. You fight Terra's... the actual boss name is Lingering Will, but what it is actually, it's like the will of the person whose suit it belongs to, Terra from Birth by Sleep. You get to fight his the shred of soul left in his suit, and it's just his empty armor, but it's so cool. It's such a cool boss fight. It's such a cool idea. I love the idea of people existing, like continuing to exist in the things that they had, the things that they owned or they used. I'm just eating freaking alien species left and right. Jeez. Can't go down there yet. Can't go the other way there either, because got too hot, so maybe I get to go back up now? Well, definitely gotta save, that's for sure. Okay. What do you got for me, Adam? Man, you know, it is really nice. I'm super glad I played other Metroid now. Because the fact that they mentioned Adam, that this is like a stand-in sort of for him, it's cool. I like it. It feels like a real continuation. And also, you get a returning character. You know, because you just kind of wander alone. The only returning characters are enemies in these games, usually. But many X have already made it to the other sectors, it seems. In particular, Sector 2, TRO, the tropical habitat, shows abnormalities. I suspect the X entered the sector with the help of our unseen saboteur. He or it may be in TRO right now. Samus, get over there. We need to put an end to this. Is your objective clear? Start moving. I'll brief you at the TRO Navigation Center. Alright, bud. You're sending me to my untimely demise, but sure. As I listened to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me well. He would end orders by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He knew I wouldn't disagree. That was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I can trust this computer, too. Oh, okay. See, now here's the thing, right? I still stand by what I said, because even though they explicitly are just telling you outright, he says any objections, lady. That is what he said, right? It's still the way it was presented, the way it was written, the way it was acted out in that scene still felt, and the way to which she latched onto it in other M's still felt different. There was still no, like me and my friend were talking about, still no subtlety. There was still no room for subtext for you to insert your ideas about the relationship in there. Because even this, right? It wasn't like, he used to say it, calling me something so delicate in order to, so I would give him the thumbs down, letting him know that my disdain for being called a lady, to show my disdain for being called a lady, while also signifying my full understanding of the orders. In this one, all she says is, he knew I wouldn't disagree. That was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I can trust this computer. It's short, it's terse, it's short and sweet, and I get it. Okay, I get it. Well, this is like a Game Boy game. This is like a Metroid Mania, shoot 'em up adventure Game Boy game. I mean, they're not going to put that much dialogue in there. But it's like, but if they wanted to, they could have. Look at a game like Mother 3. That's a Game Boy game. That game is filled with dialogue, and it's all great. And there's a lot of it. I would argue you spend most of Mother 3 reading dialogue, talking to many, many people, for long periods of time. So it's like, if they wanted to put more dialogue than this, they could. The fact that they don't, I think that they didn't is a good choice for this, because it's still giving you, it gives its characters and its story room to breathe. It lets you think. It leaves you something to think about. I wonder if I can trust this computer too. And that's it. That's the whole. Just a little taste. Just a little taste. That's it. Well, time to go to TRO. Also, I love the idea of using these long, because it's like a long elevator ride. I like the idea of using that to as an opportunity to tell a little bit of story. Well, this one's very small, jeez. I have learned the identity of a mystery saboteur. Samus, it's an X mimicking you. I have named it what? SAX. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sax. I'm not gonna call it SAX. I'm going to call it Sax. As a tenor sax player, and a proud one. If I see the word sax, that is what the word is. I am so parched. I need more water, please, sir. Samus is an X mimicking you. I have named it Sax. I believe the sax came from the capsule containing your infected suit parts. He used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. Oh, but it's a fully suited up version of me, because it has my suit. Because I don't have my powers, because essentially I'm in a torn down version of my original suit. I'm in like some loose threads of it mixed with some other stuff, so I'm just in like no condition. I was practically in a coma. But he has my fully powered suit from the end of what would be Other M technically, or Super Metroid if you just think of it about it in terms of when the games were made. That explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. But the Sax is definitely our biggest worry right now. The Sax is mimicking you at full power. You can't face it. If you see the Sax, just run. Don't think about fighting it. You are still very vulnerable to cold, an unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. Oh. I am straight up a Metroid. I have Metroid DNA, for sure. I'm a... Oh, right, because I would never be cold. I would never be affected by cold before, but when I walked into the cryo chamber that had Ridley in it. Crud. Like Metroids, you can be frozen by an ice beam. Oh. Of course, the Sax is armed with the ice beam. Stay away. If you see it, just run. HQ says they have bomb data ready in the data room. Bombs will help you find a way out of the Sax if the Sax traps you. The data room is here, but it's sealed by a level 1 hatch. You'll have to find the security room and release the level 1 locks. But per safety protocols, it's not marked on the map. Well, that actually makes sense. That's a pretty good reason. You'll have to find it on your own somehow, Samus. So, first find the security room and unlock level 1 hatches. Then go to the data room and get the bomb data. Is your objective clear? Yes. Keep an eye out for Sax. Well, this got a little dire. A little tense, a little eerie. If you see it, just run. That's a really good way a video game can notify you that you need to not even attempt to look at something. Don't even think about it.